Have you ever looked at a house and felt like it was looking right back at you? That's exactly how 10-year-old Milo felt the first time he saw his new home. It sat at the end of Maple Street like something out of a dream, or maybe a nightmare. Tall, dark, old. Its pointed roof poked at the bruised evening sky, and every window seemed to hold a secret it wasn't ready to share. The neighbors called it the Hargrove House. They'd called it that for 100 years. The next morning, the moving truck pulled up, and the Walsh family spilled out like cheerful chaos. Milo's mom declared it charming. His dad called it full of character. His little sister Gracie just wanted to find her stuffed elephant. Milo wasn't so sure. He helped carry boxes inside, sneaking glances up at the ceiling as if he expected it to have something to say. But the house was quiet. Too quiet for a house this old. And then, up on the very top floor, past the creaky third-floor hallway, he noticed a narrow door, smaller than the others, darker, with a little brass keyhole that seemed to wink at him in the dim light. An attic door. That first night, Milo lay in his new bed, staring at the unfamiliar ceiling. The house settled and groaned around him like a ship at sea. Wind pushed against the windows. And then he heard it. Milo. Barely a sound, more like a feeling than a voice. He sat straight up, heart hammering. His eyes swept the room. Nothing, just moonlight cutting silver stripes across his floor. He told himself it was the wind. He told himself old houses make strange sounds. He pulled his blanket up to his nose and listened to the silence for a very, very long time. At breakfast, Milo told his parents about the voice. His mom smiled, that particular smile grown-ups use when they don't believe you, but don't want to say so. She said it was settling sounds. His dad said Victorian houses were practically orchestras. Gracie looked up from her cereal and said, very seriously, maybe it was a ghost. Everyone laughed. Milo did not. The second night was different. The whispers were louder. More than one voice, or maybe one voice trying very hard. And this time, there were shapes. Shadows in the hallway that didn't belong to anything Milo could see. They moved slowly, deliberately, like something was pacing. Milo pressed himself flat against his bed, eyes locked on the sliver of darkness under his door. A cold breeze curled under it, cold like winter, not like autumn. And the whisper came again. Milo, come up, please. He did not come up, not that night. By day, Milo was braver. He climbed to the third floor, past the portrait of a stern-looking man he didn't like, and stood in front of the attic door. It was smaller than he remembered, painted a dark green that had gone almost black with age. Strange symbols. No, not symbols. Carvings. Little flowers, stars, a crescent moon. Like someone had taken great care with it once upon a time. He reached out and touched the handle. It was ice cold. Milo jiggled the handle. Locked. But as he stood there, a breath of cold air slipped under the door and wrapped around his ankles like invisible fingers. He stepped back. The single light bulb above him flickered. Once. Twice. And from somewhere far above him, through all that wood and plaster and silence, he heard it, faint as a heartbeat. Please. Milo ran. He couldn't stop thinking about that voice. Please. It didn't sound angry. It didn't sound monstrous. It sounded sad. 3 days later, while finally unpacking his bookshelf, Milo moved a loose floorboard by accident. And there, tucked in a hollow beneath it, a key. Old, brass, about the size of his palm. And tied to it with faded ribbon, a note that read, in looping old handwriting, for when you're ready. For when you're ready. Like it had been waiting for him. That night, armed with his flashlight and approximately zero of his bravery, Milo climbed to the third floor. The key fit perfectly. Of course it did. The door swung open with a sound like a long exhale, and beyond it, stairs. Narrow, steep, swallowed by dark. His flashlight carved a pale cone into the blackness above. 1 step, 2 steps. The stairs complained beneath every footfall. Creak, groan, creak, like the house itself was warning him. He kept going. The attic was not what he expected. He'd expected cobwebs and monsters. What he found was beautiful, in a broken sort of way. Moonlight poured through a round window at the far end, falling across a sea of dust and forgotten things. Old wooden toys, a spinning top, a rocking horse, a doll with button eyes, stacks of books, a small writing desk with a quill still resting in its inkwell, as though someone had just stepped away from it. Someone had. About 100 years ago. And then he saw it. In the corner, near the rocking horse, a light. Not from his flashlight, not from the moon. Soft, pale, shimmering like sunlight underwater. It pulsed gently, like breathing. And it had a shape, the shape of a small girl. The shape solidified, slowly, into a girl about his age, maybe a little younger. She wore a white pinafore dress, the kind from old photographs. Her hair was in 2 braids. Her eyes were wide and bright and completely transparent. She was, without any possible doubt, a ghost. Milo did something extremely reasonable. He screamed, very loudly. The girl, the ghost, stumbled backward, knocking into the rocking horse, which began rocking frantically. Oh, please don't scream, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you, please. She looked, Milo realized, just as scared as he was. Her name was Ellie, Eleanor Hargrove. She had lived in this house in 1924. She had loved books and spinning tops and rainy afternoons. And then one winter, she got very sick, and she didn't get better. But she was still here, in her attic, with all her things, alone. I saw your family move in, she said, her voice like the sound of wind through leaves. I thought, maybe, if I called out, someone would finally come up and say hello. She looked down at her translucent shoes. I've been saying hello for a very long time. It took Milo about 30 more seconds to stop being afraid and start being curious. He sat cross-legged on the dusty floor, and Ellie sat across from him on the rocking horse, and they talked. They talked for 2 hours. She taught him how the spinning top worked. It still spun, even 100 years later. He told her about movies and video games, and she listened like he was describing magic, which, she said, he basically was. When he finally climbed down the attic stairs to go to bed, he was smiling. So was she. After that, Milo visited the attic every night at 9 o'clock. He brought Ellie things from the world she'd missed, a book about space, a drawing he made of her house in summer, a playlist of songs that he played from his phone so she could hear them drift up through the floorboards. She, in return, told him stories of the house when it was young, the parties, the laughter, the family that once filled every room. The attic wasn't scary anymore. It was his favorite place in the world. So, the next time you move into an old house and you hear something in the walls, a creak, a sigh, a whisper, don't be too quick to be afraid. Maybe it's just the house settling. Maybe it's the wind. Or maybe, just maybe, it's someone who's been waiting a very, very long time, just to say hello. And maybe all they need is a friend. Good night. Sweet dreams.